Entrepreneurship can get overwhelming fast. Now, when I say fast, okay, not from day one to day two. It might take a year or two, but you're going along, you're so engrossed in this new business, everything. And after maybe 2 or 3 years, you turn, it's like, oh my God, God, I've been learning all this stuff. I've got all these ideas. It's, well, some of us might call that going down the rabbit hole. uh, we tend to do that because there's so many ideas out there, and a few reasons that you might not have it figured out after a couple of years are, like taking the wrong advice, because there's so much out there from the professionals and your friends. Everybody means well, but if you're not taking the right advice, that can hold you up and frustrate you. You might be overlapping strategies. You started learning one strategy and, oh, now there's another one here. It's like it might not work. Okay. And maybe you're confusing the stage of business that you're in. That's a big one I see, is that there's somebody else similar to what you do. Oh, they're doing funnels, they're doing this. Oh, I have to do a 3-day event. No, no, no. If you're not there if you're not in that stage of business, yeah, you shouldn't be doing those things. Now today, I on Make It Click, I have my guest with me, Heather Abbott, who is a prosperity pro. And I love Heather dearly. I have a bookkeeping background. She is a CPA. I'm right there with you, Heather. It's like I love that money aspect. Now, for many business owners, frustration, overwhelm kind of sets in when they start looking at the money, at how much they've spent, and, oh, where are they? But when we spoke recently, I didn't get that feeling. It was so much the money aspect with you. Um, this past year, you were relating a story to me about starting to take a look at things in your own business. Can you, just tell us a little bit about what was going on? I think it was back in December, um, and where you went from there.
Yeah, well, you bring up some really good points. They have to look at their numbers, though those can get overwhelming. They have to focus on one path to the goal until they reach the goal, because being scattered slows them down. But mostly they have to stop the overwhelm. And that's what I was dealing with. If you're trying to do too many things and you want it all done now, you you have to allow time for things to happen. And I'm one of the worst ones because I want it all like now. It's like I call the hairdresser, want my haircut. Oh no, well I can trim it myself. I'll get in there, because if you can't get me now, oh, like, so that, because we want to succeed and we want it now, we get impatient and we're always looking for the next thing, and we're forgetting to implement what we know. So for me in December, between Christmas and New Year's, I cleared my schedule. I networked so much last year. I was I would be on the computer from the morning until the late hours in the evening, like 10 or 11. It was insane. So what did is I took that time and I started with my emails. I had about 4,000 unopened emails in my inbox. So when I went through, it was unsubscribe, delete, unsubscribe, delete. It's like, oh, I really love this one. No, unsubscribe, delete, unsubscribe, delete. It took me, I don't know, 4 or 5 hours to go through my inbox, and it cleaned it up. I was no longer getting over 100 emails a day. Um, it has crept back up a little bit, but it's controlled now. I'm not allowing it to go that way. And the main reason it happened was fear of missing out, fear of not getting the right answer. What if this person has this? What's this new event? Maybe I should try. Oh, because I want the success, and I was thinking that the answers were outside me, but they're not. The answers at this point are all within me. I have all the knowledge. It's implementing and trusting my instincts, because inspired action is what will drive you forward. Action itself is not enough, and being inspired is not enough. It's the combination of inspired action.
So how many years would you say you've been gathering information?
Well, let's see. 30, 40.
Well, I mean, as far as
35.
now,
So yeah, no, I'm just joking.
so as
Anyway,
far as your updated business of besides being a CPA, providing the other services, and then
the mindset started when I had to fix mine. I mean, I've always been a happy person. I've always been an optimist. I've always found the silver lining in any cloud. But I started probably 15 years ago, because that's when I was in a horrid relationship, and I was trying to fix my own issues, even though I have the knowledge. People who say, oh, well, you have to learn from a millionaire to be a millionaire, it's not necessarily true. I had the knowledge. I could help tons of people with their accounting, their finances, all that stuff. But I was in a different situation where I gave my power away. So I didn't actually say, no, we can't afford that. I'm not paying that bill, any of that stuff. So I had to get to the point where my worthiness was up. Like it wasn't a gap in my sense of worthiness. It was a cavern, like Grand Canyon size. So I had to start filling that in. Living with a narcissist is nothing to help, by the way. So I started then, and it was a matter of following the path. It's like I read this one book, and then it's like, oh, well, I'll check out the different people that were in it. And then I followed each of them, and then I found Hay House Radio and the different people on there. And so my entire life has been gathering knowledge and putting it in my tool belt to help everybody, because that's who I am as a personality type. I am a person that helps others to fulfill their dreams while fulfilling my own, right? To make changes in the world. So even though something may not be something that I need, it's like, oh, that's really good. That's how you can cure rheumatoid arthritis. It might just be all allergies. I need to know that in case I run into somebody with rheumatoid arthritis. Oh, did you know a tattoo, like dry ink, could actually get rid of that hard tissue under your skin? So
I'm right there with you, Heather. Yeah, that's one of my downfalls too. Is like I always feel like, oh, but I have to know how does this work? I have to know that, and what's the answer? What's the solution to this? Yeah, I totally understand that. And yeah, it's difficult at first to just pull back and say, wait a minute, I think I have what I need. And I think that this is your big message to people is if you've been in business for a while, you've been in programs, you've been reading, you attending events, you have to look within inside. Is that what
you
what
also
your
have
message
to
is?
you have to ask yourself, is it just curiosity driving you at this point? Fear of missing out? Or is it an actual business strategy? Why are you going to these events? Why are you buying that next course? Why are you buying that coaching? What do you actually need? What is your actual goal that you want to achieve? If you don't define that, you can't reach it. If I ask you to take a ball and hit the target, you're going to want to know what the target is, right? Same in your business. You have to have your target, and you have to keep what you're implementing to things that are going to drive your business forward. You are in business. It's not a hobby, so you can't just do whatever you feel like. You need a strategy to follow, which means a plan, which is goals and timelines, those things set out.
Yeah. Well, Heather, thank you so much for joining me. Is there something that you wanted to offer to our audience?
Yeah, if you go to my website, hcabbott.ca, then the button there is Become an Insider. That puts you on my email list, which is very rarely emailed, partly because I'm slack and partly because I really don't like contributing to inbox overwhelm. So, but what you get when you do that is an overview of my system for getting financial clarity, 3 steps to financial clarity. And Christine, you can speak to how good that system is if you actually implement it. Can you not?
Yes, I can attest. Heather's system is wonder. It's such an eye. Like I said, my background's in bookkeeping. I put the numbers where they belong, but as far as the actual managing the finances, oh, Heather was a huge help to me. You think I would have learned it years ago, but no, it took me all these years. Took meeting Heather. So yeah, and I would imagine on your website, if somebody did want to talk to you, that they can
There is a
easily get a
contact
hold of you
page.
there also.
Yeah.
So thank you so much, Heather. It's been wonderful chatting with you, and we'll see you next time.